feels like a low-value bard game. I think maybe the thought process was they expected KT to take MF or Jhin, and they're like, well, we can just bard ult to block the ult. But KT don't take the bait. They go for the Sivir instead. Bard ult, very low value against the Sivir who can spell shield it. It's...
Finish it? I forget what the combined cost.
I can't remember the exact amount, but it's not much at all.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to set up here for the grubs. And KT Rolster with the Ivern are utilizing that zone control very well. But in goes Beryl. He says, enough of the zone control. I'm just going to put my face in it. And he does do that, and he's probably dead as the knockup comes in. He gets a shield, though. Stays alive for a very long period of time, but eventually does go down. First blood goes to Faker. And all going to be thrown out here by Guma, who is level 6. As T1 will look to push them away and take the other 2 grubs.
That's what we were missing from Beryl, you know, just the aggressive.
We knew it was on the way.
It was definitely coming, and hard for the Leona really to find an angle into the Talia specifically. Faker doing so much damage in that extended play, and unfortunately KT just not really able to follow up with Beryl, on Beryl.
So that's not really going to give you the power that you desperately need. As Guma does have his flash, low on mana, and doesn't have his satchel.
Yeah, he just used it for poke. Here comes Deft, trying to come in, gets the Q down. Guma will flash away, some mines on the ground, but 1 Q could do it, or just an auto, as Deft is just going to take him down, and Guma does get punished.
Pump out damage every situation, but I think sometimes teams have lent on the Corki as being like a DPS threat, and he really doesn't pump out the numbers as much as something like a Sivir or a Tristana, or even a lot of your traditional AD carries.
Owner taking the portal. Want to highlight.
One more wave reset, then TP top, and it could be 5v4 for KT.
Might try to set that up. I mean, they only got the 1 grub, so trying to get an extra 3 could be pretty huge to deny away from the Ziggs and just get it for your Sivir and your Jax as well in that Supreme late game. Definitely going to want that with some side lane threats. As here we go. Gonna try to come in here. The knockup comes in. There's that TP you guys are talking about. And now Faker in a really rough spot. He's gonna get bard ulted, but there's really nobody to save him as Beryl takes a bit of damage, but will survive with the help of the Ivern. And this is the exact fight we were talking about for a minute.
I think. And don't really lose anything for it.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if they really should have gone for that one. Zaves doesn't have TP, and he's, you know, pretty obviously looking to go bot and looking to put pressure on, but maybe just wanted to poke, and it was a bit of a mistake. I really want to see the way that the fight kind of opened up, especially with that blast cone. And very reliable and safe, even if you do pull a Beryl, which he's Beryl, so he will.
It does happen a lot.
Yeah. I think also, you know, the durability from Leona's W Aftershock really amplifying the shields from Ivern. You know, we see Leona being one of these supports who feels so tanky in the front line, but it's emphasized so much more.
Oh.
Kind of expected with those 2 early dragons.
X-Gate's potential for KT to try to come over and contest it, but it doesn't look like they will.
I don't think they should. Right now, still have 2 unfinished Triforces on the team. I think so much of the power of both the Jax and the Corki is going to come from actually getting that. Harold is just going to get taken here. Not too surprising. Perfect, again, struggling, I think, pretty consistently in terms of CSing in this series, but...
even a Bard set up that they might be able to catch out BDD in a future play.
He wouldn't even step to the turret, so this should just go down. We see on the other side, KT trying to counteract that. I think Pioche maybe just down here to crash the wave, but they're going to go for the dive if they can find an angle.
Yeah, this is, with Carrier here, it's just not really going to happen, and KT will call that off as well.
Yeah, Bard and Ziggs both on the way. Both have really easy ways to also influence the dive from a good amount of distance.
In the Rift Heralds, looks like it will get a charge, but they're not going to take that down just yet. And they don't start the Drake at the same time as the charge, as Faker just going to say, well, they're all in mid, so I'm just going to take this bot turret.
Yep, good angle found there. Perfect moving over to cover, but a lot of poke coming down on a KT. They do have a redemption to kind of mitigate all the poke just before the fight.
Just waiting for the engage from the side of T1. There it is. They're going to throw it straight into Pioche. They know he doesn't have it, but he has actually a stopwatch, and he will be going down. That's a kill already on the depth as Zeus just got in and murdered him, as that is 3 to the side of T1, and they will take it down.
Complete denial of the attempted front to back there from KT by T1. Coming in from multiple different angles, immediately getting on top of one of their most valuable members, Impioshik, who doesn't have the flash from that earlier play, turned that into a satchel mid, and now T1 starting up Nash, and I don't think there's anything that KT can do against this.
Tick all the boxes for what they need, and it was all about Zeus finding a good angle here.
He
You
got
know,
blue buff.
mission
Yep.
successful. Didn't even bin flash for it.
It's telling, though, that like this Dragon is just going to go over to T1. They're going to get the inner.
Yeah.
I don't think KT's going to be in a position to contest.
But KT got the objective bounty.
Yeah, that is very true, Veldas.
Yeah, it's really T1 getting the most value. They won that team fight. They knew they could go Baron immediately. Getting the value from the Baron, taking so much in terms of structures, and then moving over to secure the Dragon after. It is going to slow down the Soul. But
Yeah. Again, it really just comes down to the setup, you know, with the flashes burn, and then really just a perfect team fight around this Dragon area that nets them the Baron, actually, and now the Dragon, and now all the turrets. It really was kind of on a knife's edge in this one. T1 were ahead, and they were getting little advantages, but then really, that was kind of a back-breaking fight.
those W's so you can get some health back, and the team are going to continue the pressure. 15 seconds on the Baron, so basically one wave to try and crash in and get this, and they'll use the wall to do so.
The ult's going to be thrown towards Leona. Beryl just says, okay, I'm going in, and he's dead. Now we're going to have people trying to get close, and that's the issue with the Sivir. He's able to stop some, but he has to get so close to the fire. And T1 so far ahead at this point, and now with both Deft and Beryl gone, looks like T1 are looking to take an even bigger chunk out of this game 3.
Not a lot to be done here. Zeus just able to hook shot with impunity. I say that.
Got the ultimate. I mean, he's just going to use it here on the Jax. He's just frontlining. Even if he went down, this is a good trade. And he's still alive, still getting hook shots in, still getting stuns down. And T1 just biting off even more. Now, they're not going to get the inhibitor turret.
Yeah.
Yeah, how could you forget the Merc Tread?
Oh, have to mention
Corky.
it.
Little engage here from Beryl, but at the end of the day, he uses his satchel defensively, and Beryl's dead. And the timing this time with the Bard is fantastic, as Death will actually run away. Keria getting pretty close to the sun, and now it's Zeus who does take that magical journey in and is looking to end this game. I see one a little bit low on the health bars, but there's the knock up, the stun onto Perfect. He's got to flash away. Zeus is not going to let them get away at this point in time. Death's desperate to try to do something, but he will be taken down. And so will BDD. So those two short-range carries will be taken out of the game, and T1 will look to end it.
And the imminent end, possibly to the last dance, can be felt as this third Nexus is going to fall. T1 going to go up to match point. Not a guaranteed win for them. I still think this game, despite the score early on, felt like it was decently back and forth. But once T1 got control, KT were unable to fight back.
These were some of the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Regional Qualifier matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.